What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DEVO here, and today I got you guys with another reaction vid. This one's going to be WWE wrestlers you didn't know were in AEW by Tap Out Corner. The link to the original video will be in the description, so you guys can check it out for yourself. And let's stop yapping and get straight into the vid.
One of the most popular women on the NXT roster, it was AEW that first took notice of Cora Jade. In October 2020, Cora
I actually
Jade,
did not know Cora was in
Elena Black, made her debut on AEW Dark. Jade didn't walk out empty-handed, as she had a mini casket with her. No, this wasn't for the world's smallest casket match. Inside the wooden case were 3 creepy cards. Unfortunately, we wouldn't learn much about them or the casket, as Cora Jade only had 2 matches in AEW. The first was a singles match against Red Velvet that Cora lost. Jade's second AEW match was a tag team affair. Jade teamed with Layla Hirsch to face Red Velvet again, as well as Brandy Rhodes. Like before, Cora lost the match, and while her tag team partner, Layla Hirsch, would get signed by AEW, Cora Jade did not. That's alright though. 2 months after her final AEW match, WWE would sign Cora Jade just 6 days after her 20th birthday. While Cora was incredibly young, she was still older than this next wrestler. In 2025, Thea Hale is the youngest female wrestler on the WWE roster. She's accomplished a lot for her age, and in fact, she started wrestling as soon as she legally could. Just 2 days after her 18th birthday, Thea Hale competed in her very first wrestling match, which just so happened to be on AEW Dark. The teenager took on Thunder Rosa, and while she didn't win, Hale did get a chance to show off some of what she could do. Thea wrestled a second match for AEW as well, taking on Julia Hart. Thea Hale once again took the L, but still managed to impress.
And, you know, Taz, I heard a rumor that...
AEW ended up not offering the young wrestler a contract, but someone else did. A few months after her AEW debut, WWE signed Thea Hale. I'm sure she would have celebrated with drinks if she was legally allowed to.
Man.
Now, even though they didn't get signed, Cora Jade and Thea Hale didn't cause any drama backstage while in AEW. This next wrestler did, and it actually negatively affected his career. At one point, it seemed like Kalisto was going to be the next Rey Mysterio. Sadly, it never happened. And in 2021, after an 8-year career, the Lucha Dragon was released from his WWE contract. A few months later, however, Kalisto showed up in AEW. Competing as Samurai Del Sol, Kalisto teamed with fellow luchador Aerostar. They challenged the AAA World Tag Team Champions, FTR, and had a fun and exciting match. Aerostar even gave us this, which was great. Kalisto's team didn't win, and sadly, he never wrestled for AEW again, but that may have had something to do with what happened backstage. After the match, Kalisto made a tweet saying, "Prayed and talked to John, Brody Lee, before my match. Thank you for showing me your home." Chris Jericho and Amanda Huber, Brody Lee's widow, both called Kalisto out for misspelling John, adding an H where there shouldn't have been. It's not known whether or not this outrage prevented AEW from signing Kalisto.
Wait, so they got mad at this because he misspelled his name? Like, rest in peace to Brody Lee, first of all. But getting mad is because he misspelled his name is kind of crazy. Obviously, rest in peace to him, but you know that can't be the reason why he didn't get signed.
Kalisto. However, it is worth noting that Kalisto said that other companies stopped using him after the outrage. Speaking of masked luchadors though, another one that you might be surprised to find out wrestled in AEW is Dragon Lee. In 2020, AEW introduced the World Trios Championship, and a tournament was set up to crown the inaugural champions. In one of the first round matches, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks took on the group LFI. Dragon Lee was one of the members of LFI and was definitely the one to watch.
Not much. Andrade holding the ropes open.
Oh my! Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I think that's how I knew that he was in AEW. Was that clip?
To make things worse, after the match, Lee's tag team partners attacked and unmasked him. I'm assuming that Dragon Lee was signed to the Mexican wrestling company AAA at the time, and that's why AEW didn't immediately sign him to their roster.
Okay,
at least Dragon Lee was paid for this match though. This next person wrestled in 3 matches, and AEW didn't pay him anything. Before becoming the NXT Tag Team Champion, Nathan Frazier competed in AEW as Ben Carter. The British wrestling star was personally invited by AEW's head of talent relations, Christopher Daniels, and competed in a total of 3 matches. Carter was impressive right out of the gate, and unlike a lot of wrestlers in this video,
this is about to be the whole NXT roster at this point.
On an episode of AEW Dark. Despite wrestling 3 times, Nathan Frazier didn't get paid for it. That's because Frazier was a British citizen and didn't have a work visa for the United States, so AEW couldn't legally pay him. However,
That's
Nathan Frazier
terrible.
said they didn't care about the money and was happy for the opportunity. We don't know if the visa
Yeah,
had
he's
anything to
killing
do
it.
with that,
Him
but
and
regardless,
Axiom.
Nathan Frazier wasn't signed by
Man, they're
AEW.
killing
A
it.
few months later, however, WWE swooped in, and Frazier's been part of the company's roster since December 2020. Nathan Frazier at least knew what AEW was when he went to work for them. This next wrestler actually didn't. At the very
Wow.
first AEW show, Double or Nothing, in 2019, the company would crown its first AEW World Champion. To present the championship belt, All Elite Wrestling brought in the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Oh, Brett. I knew about Brett because of the whole.
Ironically, Bret Hart would
I know about Brett because of the whole MJF thing where he was like, "Oh no, Brett, look, a fan's coming in." That shit was funny.
say they didn't know what AEW was when he agreed to be on the show. Regardless, the Hitman did a good job of helping add prestige to the upstart company. However, this ended up being one and done, and Bret Hart has not appeared in AEW since 2019. But Bret wasn't the only wrestling legend to appear on that show. During the Casino Battle Royale match, one of the entrants was the heart and soul of ECW, Tommy Dreamer. Dreamer actually had several memorable moments, including getting a stink face from Sonny Kiss, getting hit with a suicide dive by the fattest wrestler on the planet, and taking some vicious shots from Orange Cassidy.
He's knocking out the pins from under him. Oh.
However, since
Orange
Double or
Cassidy
Nothing,
hilarious.
Tommy Dreamer hasn't returned to AEW, and there isn't a clear reason why, unlike with this next wrestler. In 2021, Andrade left WWE
we knew
and
about
became
Andrade.
All Elite. Shortly after his debut, Andrade El Idolo revealed he had a new executive consultant, and his name was Chavo Guerrero.
Oh, this is
Chavo
okay. This
would
is about
act as
Chavo.
Andrade's mouthpiece, doing most of the talking for him during interviews and the like. Guerrero never had a match in AEW, but did get physical. About a month and a half after his AEW debut, Chavo Guerrero would interfere in Andrade's match. While Andrade did win, he didn't want Chavo's help and attacked Guerrero.
Damn.
After this, fans would never see Chavo Guerrero in AEW again. This was a pretty short run, and as is often the case in wrestling, the reason was due to stuff backstage. The same time Chavo joined AEW, he also got a job working as a wrestling coordinator on the TV show Young Rock. The show offered Guerrero more money, so he left AEW to work on it. AEW understood, and Chavo has said he is still on good terms with the company. That's likely because Chavo Guerrero did a great job. This other wrestler did not. In 2020, AEW held the Women's Tag Team Cup tournament. 8 teams would compete, but the catch was that all the teams were randomly paired together. This led to a surprise appearance from a former WWE wrestler. While backstage, Nyla Rose was waiting to find out who her tag team partner was. It turned out to be former Funkadactyl, Cameron. Competing under her real name, Ariane Andrew, the former WWE wrestler went on to have not a great match. Ultimately,
I didn't know
she
she
and Nyla
was
Rose
in
lost,
AEW.
and Cameron hasn't appeared in AEW
Damn.
since. While I understand why, I'm surprised that AEW didn't sign this next female wrestler when they had the chance. Prior to making her name in WWE, Gigi Dolan got her first major exposure in AEW. She was part of the Women's Casino Battle Royale at the All Out pay-per-view in 2019. However, her appearance there was uneventful, getting eliminated in just about 2 minutes. A few months later though, Hell's favorite harlot got a second chance. In January 2020, Gigi Dolan competed on AEW's flagship show Dynamite in a singles match against Britt Baker. Dolan even got a full entrance.
Approaching the ring first from Moon Creek, Georgia, Hell's favorite harlot, Priscilla Kelly.
She ended up losing the match, and that would be all we would see of Gigi Dolan in AEW. A year later, WWE signed her, where Dolan remains to this very day. Gigi wasn't the only female wrestler whom AEW skipped on, though. When you think of the women's revolution in WWE, a number of names come to mind. However, one person who often gets underappreciated is Emma. In the early 2010s,
she was a
big
part of
it. With Paige on NXT.
She does get forgotten.
While the anti-diva was given her flowers, Emma never really received hers during either her first or second run in WWE. However, in between those 2 runs, Emma made a pit stop in AEW. At the All Out 2019 pay-per-view, 21 women competed in the Casino Battle Royale match. One of them was Emma, using her real name, Tenille Dashwood. Unfortunately, as is the case with Battle Royals, the former WWE wrestler didn't get much time to show what she could do. She got eliminated after being in the match for only a few minutes, And that was the beginning and end of Emma's AEW career. After Brody Lee's sudden passing in December
R.I.P.
2020, AEW hosted a special tribute episode of Dynamite. During the show, the faction that Brody led, the Dark Order, competed in a 6-man tag team match. When the Dark Order's opponents tried to cheat, former WWE wrestler and Brody Lee's longtime tag team partner, Eric Rowan, ran out to make the save. After the Dark Order got the win, Rowan got emotional when he held a sign that read, "Goodbye for now, my brother. See you down the road." This was a one-time appearance, and it wouldn't be until 2022 that Eric Rowan would be seen again in AEW. When Rowan did return, he got to compete in not one, but 2 matches that year. Unfortunately...
Also, like, before we continue, I just want to say that I hope that Eric Rowan is doing good mentally, because I know that he has lost, Brody Lee and also Bray Wyatt. So, I mean, and he's been on TV and things like that, but I just hope he's doing good mentally.
He lost both, making Eric Rowan 0-2 in his AEW career. To be fair though, Eric Rowan did get a reaction when he competed in AEW. In WWE though, he got the coldest response from fans. If you want to see it, watch the video on screen.
WWE wants to that. We might have to check that out. But that's going to do it for this video, man. Yeah, there was a lot of surprises in here. I did not know about Cora. Did not know about Gigi, DL, Nathan Frazier. Like, it was basically NXT's roster pretty much. But that's going to do it for this video, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe. And, you know what I'm saying? Go follow the Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Because soon I'm going to be doing a WWE 2K25 Bloodline Showcase on Legend difficulty. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And that's all I got for you guys. And I'll see you guys next time.